Good evening, everyone. It's me again, Al Brown Spencer. Today is Wednesday, the 17th of March 2021, and it's 10 o'clock in the evening. Uh, so basically, it's the end of the 17th or Wednesday. Uh, the situation is still the same, and I have been leafleting today here in Bournemouth in a place or some streets close to where I'm staying temporarily. And I have been giving leaflet to people in the streets as well. Um, Again, the situation is still the same. I am still being used, abused, and tortured till the moment by my abusers from the authorities of the country where I was born and here. It's not only this; it's even more serious than this. It, I mean, the time that they kept me in prison in Bullingdon, prison in Bicester, in Oxfordshire, they kept me there for 4 months, 3.5 months, or even more, longer in segregation. Uh, Even this time that they put me in prison for the 4 months could have been not recorded. Uh, Again, the case that I'm taking to the court will reveal everything and expose everything they did to me. I believe there are some proceedings in court that the authorities are doing using my name into it or in it, and in some cases, in order to reverse what they did and cover up for what they did. I need your support and everyone's support in order to expose these authorities and these individuals, corrupted individuals here in the United Kingdom and eventually in the country where I was born by making making it public, and of course getting the people involved here in the UK punished, and of course by doing this eventually what is going to follow, that we will have people testifying against the authority of the country where I was born. Now, as I tried to explain, it is a little bit difficult. I am being put by the authority like in a box or a showcase where actually they are controlling all the environment around me. My internet activities are hacked and monitored and intercepted 24/7, and so is my mobile phone, and of course, even going out on the street and so on. Uh, I have been leafleting to reach the people directly and tell them about my case and the situation, and I'm gonna put more details in the next printout in order to avoid any kind of interference by the authority to abort my attempt, or by basically giving more lies about the situation to the people I'm trying to reach. Uh, as I said, there is nothing and no one in the world that will be able to change my mind about leaving the United Kingdom completely and go to Spain in Castellón de la Plana and restart my life there. As for the country where I was born, they can do whatever they want, and I believe they could be doing some allegations in order to deprive me from my credibility and put me under their authority even further, and liaise with the British authority even more, and actually transfer me from the United Kingdom to wherever they want me to transfer me, and actually put me as they did here in the United Kingdom and put me in a mental health hospital. They could even be planning to do so in order to take my credibility completely and section me for longer time. So, as I said, I'm not gonna give up, and although this is something that I thought about that they might be thinking of and doing, especially when they realize 100%, I'm not gonna give up, and I'm not going to give up on the goal of exposing them and taking this case to court. I'm ready for anything. I'm gonna deal with things as it comes. I have goals to achieve. I have a case to take to the court. I have some bastards in the authorities here in the UK and the country where I was born to expose and bring down and send to court where they belong to be trialed fairly and punished for what they did to me. Uh, as I said, I need your help and everyone's help. So please, if you're watching this video or you receive one of my leaflets, please get in touch as soon as possible if you can help. And if you receive my leaflet and you cannot get in touch or you don't find my YouTube videos, and I'm gonna mention this in the new leaflets because I didn't mention it in the current leaflets. If you try to watch my YouTube videos and you cannot find them, or you find weird videos, or you only find the videos where I'm showing that I'm enjoying and doing stuff and swimming and all of this, please understand that this is the authorities' work, and basically they are trying to give the wrong image of what the situation is and the real situation and the reality of the situation and what they have done to me. So, in other words, I am in a fight with ferocious opponents who have no honor, no ethics, and they don't know what's the meaning of justice whatsoever. And I'm saying so, I'm not being unfair to anyone. It is simple. People who use their authorities to annihilate someone based on assumptions, presumptions, made up allegations, and so on, and carry on and refusing to take responsibility and liability for what they did and the punishment they must receive, and not just the financial compensation. This is simply people who have no honor, no, they know nothing about justice, and they know nothing about basically being ethical people who are supposed to serve the community rather than abusing and torturing people and so on, which they did to me. Even till the moment I am being under surveillance 24/7, and I'm trying my best to reach the people directly without giving any chance to any one of the authorities of giving the wrong image about the situation or me that they want people to see. And above all of this, I am not gonna give up, and I'm gonna try and try and try and try and try all the time. I have goals to achieve, I have compensations, financial and moral, to get. I have some bastards in the authorities to bring down and present to the justice to punish them for misusing their authorities and for using and abusing and torturing me. And above all of this, I need to clear my name and any file they have about me in terms of my mental capacity, that they literally have a file about me because they put me in a mental health hospital for 8 months, and of course lots and lots of fake and made up reports about my behavior and my mental health capacity were written when they kept me in Bollingdon prison in Bicester, the prison officers and employees, and of course as well in the mental health hospital itself. And the question is, what if they actually used their authorities and put me in prison without records? Off the records, a prisoner off the record, as they say. This is another disaster. This is a whole system will be brought down for this. I mean, putting someone in prison based on fake allegations and accusations and misconduct is one thing, which is wrong, and they will be punished for it. And putting someone in prison off the record in a country like the United Kingdom in 2017, that is a big disaster. That is a whole regime and system will be brought down. And when I say so, I'm not talking about the government you watch on TV and see. I'm talking about the people who set the policies and ideology, the people who pretend to be normal people like you and me walking in the street doing stuff. these people will be uncovered, they will be named and shamed and exposed, and they will lose everything, and they will be presented to justice to be punished for what they have done. Anyway, as I said, guys, I need your help. I need everyone's help to expose these bastards, the abusers, from the authorities in the country where I was born mainly, and here in the UK. And the other thing that I want to say, I don't jump to conclusion, and I know for sure I am still being drugged every single day, and I am being used and abused and tortured in many ways. And again, I'm just getting on with my life and trying to get over anything and everything. And as I said, poisoning people can happen in many ways and many shape and many forms. In a store, outside the store, and I believe they are trying to clear the store where they did their scenarios and so on. So they are poisoning me in different ways when I stop shopping in that store to make it look like I am lying or making this up and so on. And all what I'm gonna say, if someone is listening to this or hearing this or watching this and you have any doubts, my answer is one answer. The only way to prove the chemical dosing and the poisoning is that you have to eat and drink exactly what I eat and drink, and share every single food I eat and drink, and you must not eat or drink any other food or get exposed to anything, because they could give you the antidote and I have the symptoms and you don't, and then you think I'm lying. So this is the only way. Apart from this, I promise you, they have the means, chemically, personally, or personnel, and all of this to make it look like otherwise. So whatever it is, don't jump to conclusion. Don't think that the store where they have been putting products with chemicals and scenarios and so on is clear, because now I'm still being poisoned. Don't think this way. I promise you, they have their ways, and I can prove it as well. Uh, so again, uh, it's complicated, and now it's not just the fight to take this case to court. It's the fight that the authorities, using their cunningness and their ways and their authorities and their power, trying to prove otherwise. To who, I don't know, but there is some third party out there playing the good, and they are playing the bad. And let me tell you one thing that you need to understand about the authorities. These are cunts, bastards who have no honor. So if they are playing the game of good cop and bad cop, those who are acting, pretending to be the good cop, doesn't necessarily mean in reality they are good people, or they are doing something good to you. And those who are playing the bad cop doesn't necessarily mean they are bad people or they are doing something bad to you. It's all scenarios, and it's all for them. They can make things look, they can put you in a fantasy world, and I'm gonna explain this in details, and I'm gonna give evidences about the scenarios they make, how they make people live the fantasy world, and they affect all their environment, in order to make you believe something that could be just a fantasy that they put on you. And when I say so, I mean, if all your information you get from the internet, from your work, from your neighborhood, from the house you stay in, people, blah blah blah, I promise you they can control all of this. They can control every material, whether it's personnel or media or whatever, that you watch and see, in order to put you in a fantasy world. And I experienced this myself when they put me under their wheels. And when I say they put me under their wheels, I mean when they run me over and over and over and over again. So anyway, don't jump to conclusion. Don't think that I'm saying anything that is a lie or a fake or made up or whatever. I promise you, I am 100% genuine person, and this is a genuine case, and I am determined to expose these cunts one by one here in the UK and in the country where I was born. And as I said, if they are pretending that it was a mistake and they want to fix it, I made it clear. If you make a mistake, you must pay. Not just money, but responsibility, liability, and punishment for what you have done. If you made a mistake, this is not a mistake. You destroyed my life. You used, abused, and tortured me deliberately. And now you're trying you're pretending and claiming that it was a mistake. If it was a mistake, as you're claiming, then you must put under the word must 100 lines. You must take responsibility and, of course, admit what you did, be liable for what you did, and get punished. Not just money, but also punishment. A fair trial. Unlike you, based on your assumptions, you use and abuse and torture people. I am gonna claim and make sure that you get a fair trial and let the court decide your fate. And of course, you're gonna be stripped of your power. And I promise you, for what you've done to me, oh my word, just one thing you did to me, you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna be in jail for long, and you're gonna lose everything. I mean it. The other thing, you could take the other route, which is, I believe, that, you know, you're pretending and actually you did this deliberately and it wasn't a mistake. And in this case, you're gonna carry on refusing taking responsibility and trying to fix it your way to cover up for what you've done, which of course doesn't give me any guarantees for the future that you wouldn't do it again, or you wouldn't keep me under your surveillance for over and over and over and over again. So my answer is that I'm giving you from now, and you have to make the decision, because I promise you nothing is going to change my mind. I am taking this case to court, and I am bringing you down if you don't take responsibility and be liable for what you did to me. And again, taking you to court is a must. The publication or publicity of this case is a must to protect my future in Castellón de la Plana when I move to Spain permanently. Whatever you're planning for, you're trying, for example, from you're keeping me busy while you're trying to build another case to gain full authority over me by taking my credibility again and pretending or claiming that mentally I cannot take decisions or blah 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 and all of this, or whatever it is, and try to move me somewhere or do this and that. I promise you, I am doing my best. And I know and I'm thinking about every possibility of your cunning, demented minds, because I know you have no honor, and people like yourselves who have no honor or ethics, after doing to me what I experienced from you, I can expect anything from you. However, only time will tell, because only time in the end will show what were the intentions and what were the realities, especially after all what was done to me. So, in other words, whether it was a mistake or not, I'm not gonna give up. I am taking you to court, and I'm suing you, and I'm gonna prove what you've done to me, everything, and I'm gonna expose you, whatever your authority is, whether here in the UK or abroad. This is a must. And for you, you can do whatever. Listen, I have no power whatsoever. I have no power whatsoever. I'm just a person who was used, abused, and tortured by the authorities, and I'm fighting back, trying to prove it and expose you. You have the authorities, and you can do whatever you want. I'm ready for anything. However, I'm gonna fight till the end. I think there is nothing else to be said. I think, you know, anyone out there who might think that I might accept, to stay in the UK, blah blah blah. This is bullshit. And anyone out there from the authorities or not who knows about what was done to me, if you expect that you have any surprise or anything that you think you can make up to me what you did to me, that I would think about staying in the UK after all what was done to me here in the UK, you know nothing about me. I promise you, I made up my mind, and no one. Only again, as I said, if you use cunningness and you use illegitimate, illegal, and again try to use and abuse and torture me again, this is the only way that you will be able to keep me in the UK. As for the lockdown and the pandemic, it's not gonna last forever, and I am going to Spain to start a new life there, whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. And I am determined, and I made up my mind to do so. And I'm going to expose the United Kingdom system and all what they did to me from A to Z. Everything that was done to me, psychologically, physically, socially, personally, you name it. I'm gonna expose how you make your scenarios about around people, how you annihilate people, how you do this and that. Oh man, you know nothing. Anyway, I am determined, and I know what I'm gonna do, and I have goals to achieve, and I'm gonna make everyone in the world, if I can, aware of what you've done to me and aware of your corruption, and that you are cunts who have no honor, and everyone, hopefully, fingers crossed, will witness your trial in court and watching you being sentenced to what you deserve. And I promise you, you are going to lose everything. And when I say lose everything, I mean it. You're going to be stripped of your powers. You're going to land in jail. You're going to be named and shamed. You're going to be in jail for a long time, I promise you. Just one thing you did to me, you can land in jail for at least 10 years. And I promise you, 10 years. And one thing you have to consider as well and think, are you sure you're number one? See? What's your answer? Do you think you are in control? You are on top of the chain? And if you're not, how would you think that you're not going to be sold out at the first hearing in the court? I promise you, you will. And again, as I said many times before, you will be pushing yourselves, you will be pushing people in front to get the blame, to be responsible, to be liable. And I'm telling you this because I know this is what is going to happen. Because I'm determined to expose you, I'm determined to take this case to court. I am determined to literally expose everyone participated in this drama and tragedy, use, abuse, torture, and waste of my life and destruction of my life that you caused me and did to me. And there is nothing that is going to stop me. There is, apart from death, of course, there is nothing that is going to change my mind. And I promise you, no matter what you think that you have in your pocket or in your hat, that you're gonna say, "Ooh, here you go." He's gonna accept it. He's gonna, you know, stay in the UK. Blah blah blah. There is no staying in the UK. The United Kingdom is not a country for me to live or have a future or business or a family or whatever. The second thing is, I made up my mind. Castellón de la Plana is where I'm going to move to and restart my life, start business, and be happy. Uh, there is nothing else to say, to be honest with you, apart from, if you are not one of my abusers and you've got nothing to do with what was done to me, and if you have any doubts about anything I'm saying or you're watching or you're reading in the leaflet, I promise you, I am 100% a genuine man, and this is a genuine case, and nothing I lied about, and everything I said and everything you're gonna hear from me is the truth and is the reality, and it's not because I'm deluded or I think it is or whatever. I promise you, I'm this kind of a man that I only say what I am 100% sure of and believe in and basically mean. And again, I mean, come on. I promise you, you would never, ever, ever like to spend one day and night that from the 4 month that I stayed in prison, or the 8 month I was in the mental health hospital, and any other way. I promise you, you wouldn't survive. Even one day, even one beat up that I received in prison, I promise you, you wouldn't survive. And if you have doubts about this, contact me and I'll explain to you. I mean, so many beat up, but I will explain to you and describe to you maybe one or two of the times I was beaten up, and then you have to decide if you think you could survive this physically, mentally, emotionally. And I promise you, I was in prison for 4 months, 3.5 months of which in segregation, being beaten up almost every single day, psychologically abused, physically abused, sexually abused, you name it. And still, that didn't break me down and that didn't affect my mentality. Only the bastards in the prison employees, wrote down fake reports and fake allegations about my mental capacity, about my behavior, and so on, and made it look like that I was having mental problems being in prison. But anyway, enough is enough. I am coming to get you, and I promise you, I'm gonna present you to court, and I promise you, I'm gonna expose you no matter what is your power, and I promise you, you're gonna lose everything. And the only thing that is gonna stop me is death. Or you can repeat what you want, what you did to me, you can do whatever you want. I promise you, I'm not giving up. I have goals and I'm gonna achieve them. And I promise you, I will look you in the eyes when you are behind bars, and I'm gonna tell you, I told you I'm gonna put you in prison for what you did to me, no matter what is your power. And this video is not bullshitting, is not just someone stalking. I know because I'm determined and I've got nothing to do in life but to achieve my freedom, privacy, honor, dignity, and life that you took from me. And I've got nothing to lose. But on the other hand, you have everything to lose and everything to worry about, and I promise you, you're gonna lose it. 100%. It's not because I'm gonna say it or I'm saying it, but this is a reality. You can never get away with what you did to me, even with one word that participated in what was done to me. Whether you are the one ordered or the one executed, I promise you, you will lose everything. Anyway, guys, if you're not one of my abusers and you want to support and you want to get in touch and you want to know more, my name is Al Brown Spencer. My telephone number is 074659200503, and I am staying temporarily until I go to Spain at room number 1, and that's 135 West Hill Road, and that's Bournemouth, and it's BH2 5EG. And my email address is A for Alpha dot B for Bravo dot Spencer at hotmail.com. And if you cannot get in touch via email, or if you send me an email or try to phone me and there is no answer, or you get funny answer, or you don't, or you get weird answer or email back or whatever, or if you try to watch my YouTube videos and you don't see it, and all of this will be in the new leaflets anyway. And if you try to watch my videos and you cannot see it, or you cannot see over all of it, trust me, You need to contact me personally and directly where I'm staying, and I am going to give you all the details, all the videos, everything that you need to know about this case so you can support me. Well, anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'm so sorry for talking too much. It's half an hour, over half an hour now, but I promise you I am being isolated and all my communication is via this. And of course, because I know I'm being put in a box or a showcase where my voice is not heard via the internet or whatever, which I believe is the case. That's why I'm leafleting. So that's why I'm going to mention all of this in the leaflets everywhere where I leafleted. So if you don't see my videos or you don't find them on the internet, or you try to phone me or email me, or and you don't get an answer, that's weird. And if you get a weird answer or a weird email or whatever, that's not me. This is serious, and I always get in touch with people who are trying to contact me. Well, anyway, thank you very much for your time, and you have my details. And if you would like to support, you know how to contact me directly. And I will be holding meetings. Yes, you heard right. I will be holding meetings to decide how we're going to do the petition that we're going to put in the United Kingdom in general to everyone, to force the law system to accept the case regardless of any excuses the authority would use to stop me from getting this case to court, and to dig out my abusers bit by bit. Well, anyway, thank you very much, and you have a great night, and hopefully we'll hear from you soon. Thank you.